Hello everyone. So I'm going to attempt to make another apple crisp, which breaks our heart to have to eat another one because it's just so good. I made one the other day and taped it, but somehow I managed to not tape any of the apple part. I taped the filling, putting the topping on it, and I taped Honey eating it, my official taste tester eating it, but I forgot to tape the other part. Whether I forgot to...
Thrilled.
I forgot to turn the camera on or some silliness or that, and wait, hubby has something to say over there. What do you got to say over there?
Merton's thrilled.
As I said, it's breaking his heart to have to eat some more. So anyway, so I'm gonna make an apple crisp today, and I'm sitting here ready to do my apples, and I'm gonna make a double batch. So I'm gonna do a full bag of Granny Smith apples, and I'm gonna do 2 bags of these Fuji apples. So I'm gonna get to peeling. Not my favorite part, but so I'm gonna peel all these crazy apples up, and I'll show you the pile when it's done. Okay, I'll be back. All right, so this is my apples all peeled. It's my apple cores actually, so a lot of apple peelings there. And there's my bowl of apples all ready to go. All right, so I got my apples all peeled, and now it calls to add 2 to 4 tablespoons of sugar. So I'm using my organic sugar. Oops, almost killed you. My organic sugar, and I'm gonna add. I did a double batch, so I'm gonna add 4 tablespoons because we like lots of sugar. So I'll add 4 tablespoons. I did 2 bowls because I can't. I have a big bowl, but I'm too lazy to go down cellar and get it. So I'm gonna add. I just split it just 2 separate bowls, so it'll work. 2, 3. So I used one package of the Granny Smith green apples, and I used 2 of the Fuji. Some of the Fuji were small, so I added a couple of 2, 3. I added 3 extra of the what are they called? 3 extra apples. I can't think of the name of them right now. I'll think about. I'll check when I go over there. I can't think of the name of them right now. So basically a lot of apples. So I'm just gonna mix this. I can mix this together because I just can't seem to mix it in one bowl without going downstairs. I don't know if I like going downstairs in a big bowl. So I had one bowl I was putting the apples in as I was peeling, so I'm not really wasting the bowl. Now it's pretty mixed in. Those nice green apples. Very sour apple. Wow. Maybe that one needs some more sugar. That's a sour apple. Gee. I'm gonna add extra. These are sour babies. Add 2 for the sourness of that. Whew. That's sour. Wow. I do like a green apple. I do like a green apple. Try one out. A little bit better, not quite so sour. Alright, here's all my apples. This is what I forgot to do last time, show you the apples. So here's my apples. This is a 9x12 pan. It is full of apples. So now I've just got to get my topping put together and then go right on top of it. And oh boy, is it good. So I am going to make the topping. And once again, I'm using my wonderful Better Homes and Garden book. It's called the Fruit Crisp recipe, and I've already done the apples, and I added, it says it calls for 2 to 4 tablespoons of sugar on top of them, so I've mixed them with 4 tablespoons of course because we like it sweet. I put 4 tablespoons of each for each recipe, so I'm making a double recipe. So I did 8 tablespoons of sugar over the apples, and the apples are now in the pan waiting in a 9x12 pan. All right, and this calls for 1 cup of the rolled oats, which I have right here. And on top of that, I've added half a teaspoon of cinnamon. I went really heavy on the cinnamon. And I added a quarter of a teaspoon of the nutmeg. It calls for half a teaspoon of cinnamon or nutmeg. So I did a little of both, just to be sure. So that's my oats, and I just use the gluten-free home style. This is just regular quick oats, you know, oatmeal. But it's a gluten-free brand because I'm making it gluten-free as usual. So that's that. And then calls for, did I do half a cup? Well, 1 cup of brown sugar, which once again I use the organic brown sugar. So that's my 1 cup of brown sugar added in there. And then it calls for half a cup of the brown rice flour. Once again, making it organic. Excuse me, gluten-free. It's organic and gluten-free, but making it gluten-free. So that's my flour added in. And then we're adding a half a cup of butter. And I chopped it up to make it small pieces so that it should hopefully all mix in pretty easily. So you just throw all that together. Because I did this last time and for some reason it didn't work. So, all right, I'm gonna get these dishes out of my way. I just gotta mix this up into make it like crumbles. Mix the butter so it makes it like a crumble. Last time it took me so long to do the apples, I had put the butter out. I got all this stuff ready and put the butter out. The butter was all nice and soft for me. Not that it's supposed to be, but it just took me a long time to do the apples. Didn't take me quite as long today. I did the apples first and then came into this part of it. So basically it just says to mix it till it becomes, the butter becomes like balls. Now I grease, it doesn't say grease the pan, but I did grease the pan only because, I mean, there's plenty of butter in here, so it probably doesn't need to be. But just to be sure, I decided to grease it last time there so nothing sticks. I don't think it would, but I don't know, one of those times I decided not to do exactly what the directions said. I can imagine that. So just give it a quick mix. Make little balls, supposedly. Just mix the butter in good. Taste it now, it's gonna taste good. Alrighty, so I'm going to just spoon this over the top. Try and do it nice and evenly. There's a full bowl. Squish it down a little bit. Squish, squish. And make sure all my apples are covered. The hardest part of this is the cutting out the apples, which isn't hard, it's just time consuming. If you can all see Sweet Pea over there looking for anything I left behind. Doing her sniff and snort thing. Just dropped a spot of butter, she'll find that in 2 seconds from now. Sweet Pea! Look! Did you find some snot and stuff? Did you find anything good? Look! Did you find anything good? Did you? Did you find anything good? And that's what it looks like before it goes in the oven. So it's just all pretty neat. Push down, try to squish it. Of course, I tend to overfill my pan. It never seems to overflow though, so that's one good thing. Doesn't seem to overflow. Try to make sure all your apples are covered. And yum, yum, yum. And it will be done in, I believe it says 55 minutes, but I will double check my recipe and show you the recipe over here. All that nice butter in there. There's the recipe. Now this book, I love it. It gives you, if you want to do blueberry, if you want to do, what does that one say? Cherry. If you want to do rhubarb. So it gives you all the different brands, you know, all the different types. And it starts out just calling it fruit crisp. So you can do anything you want. This one calls for the apples. But that is a recipe out of the wonderful, I'll completely close the book so you see how long it's got to cook for. The Better Homes and Gardens Cookbook. So, love that book. And let's see, it says to bake for 30 minutes, but I think it's more like 50 because of the fact that I have a double batch, so. Alrighty guys, hopefully you got to see it this time. Hopefully I pushed the right buttons. Always helpful to push the record button. I think I have the record button on right now, but who knows. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.
Susie made me an apple crisp. I'm about to try it. See how it tastes. It certainly looks good. It certainly smells good. It's juicy. Done just right. Absolutely perfect. Thank you, Sue. Delicious.